Adam, it's nice to meet you. Little did I know, I found out about this recently. I didn't know you had a prosthetic foot.
Oh yeah.
So do you find it advantageous to have a prosthetic foot in terms of being a comic?
It was a weird one because I didn't talk about it for years. Very early on I had a manager who said to me, look, if you start off talking about your foot, you're going to be known as the one-legged comic. So maybe you should just build up your comic chops first. Work out how to be funny about other stuff before you... And also before you talk about it, but also find what it is you want to say, why you want to talk about it. So I would say for the first 13 years of doing comedy, I never mentioned my foot.
So it was like the elephant in the room, sort of, I guess you could say.
Kind of like the elephant foot in the room, yeah.
Do you happen to accessorize it? Does it come in different colors? Is it like a standard issue, like prosthetic?
I have two. This is my standard issue for walking. Which is better for balance, but it's not as sturdy as the previous foot that I used to have. So I keep the previous one, which isn't as good for balance, but it's a lot sturdier. I keep that for sport.
Oh.
So if I'm playing tennis or golf or whatever, or a football, I'll put the other foot on a few hours early, make sure I get used to it, and then I'll go out and kick a football with it, and then I'll come back home and put this one back on again. I find it really hard to explain to my 2-year-old daughter why I'm going away to make people happy somewhere else. Thankfully this week I got away with it by telling her that Kermit was doing a show with me, and she, even at 2, got quite excited by that, and I said that Kermit will give me a hug and I'll bring a hug back home for her. So she's all right with that.
So you did mention the Muppet Gala. What do you think it's going to be like sharing the stage with, Muppets?
I am more excited by the Muppet Gala than anything I've ever done.
Really?
In
How come?
Oh, man. Because they're my heroes. I grew up with the Muppets.
Really?
I mean, I've been backstage. I've met Martin Short. I've met Drew Carey, Damon Wayans, Craig Ferguson. I've had Eddie Izzard share a dressing room with me. I've had lunch at a table with Gary Shandling. All pale into insignificance next to the Muppets. I think, I reckon you could probably map every comedian here by which Muppets they were influenced by.
Could you see yourself doing like a remake movie of the Muppets, having you in it, like the Australian version?
Don't even tease me
No?
with the idea of that. Don't tease me.
I want to ask you. I'm gonna ask you certain questions. I just want you to answer them in one phrase. If you could just give me
Okay.
Your impression of the festival.
Massive trade fair, heaps of fun.
Zoo Fest.
Oh, a chance to experiment.
Your impression of me.
Considered.
And your impression of yourself as a comic.
Lucky.
Great. Adam, thank you so much. Real pleasure. Thank you.